ሰላም ዛሬ እንደተለመደው በሌላ ቪዲዮ መተናል። በእናንተ ጥያቄ መሰረት የሪሚዲያል ጥያቄዎችን ልንሰራላችሁ አስበናል። የዛሬው ጥያቄያችን ሂስትሪ ኤግዛም ከጅማ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ያገኘነው የሂስትሪ ኤግዛም ይሆናል። እነዚህ ጥያቄዎች አጠቃላይ 40 ጥያቄዎች ሲሆኑ 40ዎቹ መልቲፕል ቾይስ ናቸው። ከ40 ስንት እናመጣችሁ ኮሜንት ሴክሽን ላይ በታማኝነት ጽፉናላችሁ። ለዚህ ቻናል አዲስ ከሆናችሁ ሰብስክራይብ መደረጉ እንዳይረሳ። ማንኛውም ያላችሁ አስተያየት ኮሜንት ሴክሽን ላይ ጻፍ አድርጉልን። ሰላማችሁ ይብዛ። ሰላም። አንደኛ which one of the following entities took the responsibility of converting the Christian kingdom of Ethiopia to Catholicism in the 16th century? A. Church Missionary Society, B. Sudan Interior Mission, C. Society of Jesus, D. The Lazarus Mission. What will be the answer? The answer is Society of Jesus. C is the best answer because Church of Missionary Society አይደለም። ሶሳይቲ ኦፍ ጂሰስ የሚባሉ ከፖርቹጊዝ ሀገር የመጡ ሰዎች ናቸው። ጀስት የኢትዮጵያን ኦርቶዶክስን ወደ ካቶሊክ እንድትቀይር ግፊት ሲያደርጉበት የነበሩት ማለት ነው። ሁለተኛ ጎንደር attained great prosperity and technological development during the reign of A. ጽርሰ ድንግል ሱስንዮስ and ፋሲለደስ, B. ዮሐንስ ኢያሱ the first and ኢያሱ the second, C. ባካፋ ምንትዋብ and ኢዮአስ, D. ፋሲለደስ ዮሐንስ and ኢያሱ። ወሰለ ቢዛንሰር ጎንደር ሶስት ፕሮስፐሪቲ ሶስት አይነት ፔሪድ አላት አይደል? ከነዚህም በኋላ ግሬትነስ እና ፕሮስፐሪቲ የምንላቸው ወይም የሀብትና የተዘላ ጊዜ የሚባሉ ጊዜዎች ነበሩት። ከነዚህ መሃል የትኞቹ ኪንጎች ናቸው ያንን ስርዓት የመሩት የሚለው ነው። ዛንሰሪስ ዲ። ምክንያቱም ባካፋና ምንትዋብ እንደውም የዘመነ መሳፍንት መስፋፋት ዋና የነበሩ ሰዎች ናቸው። ዮሐንስ ኢያሱ ፈርስት ኢያሱ ሰከንድ የምንላቸው ከነሱ በኋላ የመጡ ናቸው። ለጽርሰ ድንግል ሱስንዮስ ፋሲለደስ is one of founder of ጎንደር እና በሱም ጊዜ ፕሮስፐሪቲ የነበረበት ጊዜ ነው። ነገር ግን ሶስቱ ተከታታይ የመጡ ብንላቸው ፋሲለደስ ዮሐንስና ኢያሱ ፈርስት is the best answer D። ሶስተኛ which of the following was not among the major political units of the Christian kingdom of Ethiopia during the Zemene Mesafint? A. ሸዋ፣ B. ወሎ፣ C. ሰሜን፣ D. ከፋ። What will be the answer? The answer is D. ከፋ ነው አይደለ? because Christian kingdom የምንላቸው በእንትን ጊዜ በዘመነ መሳፍንት ጊዜ ሜጀር ፖለቲካል የነበራቸው ወደ ኖርዝ የነበሩ ናቸው። እነ ሸዋ፣ ወሎ፣ ሰሜን የሚባሉት ወይም ወደ ሰሜን አካባቢ ያሉት ናቸው። ከፋይዝ ወደ ደቡብ የነበረ ስለነበረ one of is not Christian kingdom። አራተኛ ሲሴኒus leads toward Catholicism in order to A. neutralize the Orthodox priest who excommunicated him, B. get Portuguese military stance, C. place his brother ጽርሰ ክርስቶስ, D. antagonize the Jesuits. What will be the answer? The answer is B. because ሲሳኒዮስ ክርስቲያኒዝምን እንዲቀበል ካደረጉ ዋና ምክንያቶች መካከል ዋነኛው የፖርቹጋል ሚሊታሪ ስታንስን ለማግኘት ስለነበረ ስለሆነ ማለት ነው። አምስተኛ the first Gondarine king who adopted the closed door policy was A. ፋሲለደስ፣ B. ዮሐንስ፣ C. ባካፋ፣ D. ኢዮአስ the great. What will be the answer? The answer is A. ፋሲለደስ ነው። because በወቅቱ የሲሳኒዮስ ጊዜ because of በጂሱት ሶሳይቲ ኦፍ ጂሱት በሚባሉ ሰዎች ወይም ከፖርቹጊዝ በመጡ ሚሽነሮች መካከል ኢንተርናል የሆነ ኮንፍሊክት ተፈጥሮ ነበርና ያ ኢንተርናል ኮንፍሊክት እየተፈጠረ ያለው because of ኤክስተርናል ኢንቮልቭመንት ነው ብሎ ስላሰበ ክሎዝድ ዶር ፖሊሲ ለተከታታይ ዓመታት እንዲሆኑ አድርጎ ነበር ማለት ነው ፋሲለደስ። ስድስተኛ which of the following is not among the cause for the decline of Gondar as important political center and economic prosperity? A. the foundation of Addis Ababa as the capital of modern Ethiopia, B. political disorder and social unrest in the city, C. poisoning and assassination of kings and princes, D. king of Gondar were unable to impose control over regional lord. What will be the answer? ኖት ነው የሚለው የማይሆነው ነው። The answer is A is the best answer. The foundation አዲስ አበባ እና ጎንደር ጋር የሚያገናኘው ነገር የለም ማለት ነው። ሰባተኛው which of the following is incorrect about kingdom of Kaffa? Which of the following is incorrect about kingdom of Kaffa? A. Its origins trace as far back as the 1st century AD. B. The Mato dynasty ruled it before 1319. C. The first king of Minjo dynasty of Kaffa was Minjolo. D. The Kaffa king held a royal title called Tato. The answer is, what is the answer? Incorrect ነው የሚለው። The answer is B. Most dynasties ruled by before 1319 ነው የሚለው is not correct answer. ስምንተኛ which of the following kingdom had a strong connection with the medieval state of Damot? Which of the following kingdoms had a strong connection with the medieval state of Damot? A. The kingdom of Kaffa. B. The kingdom of Yem. C. The kingdom of Walaita. D. The kingdom of Shaka. The answer is C. The kingdom of Walaita had the strongest ብዙ ሚሊታሪ ፋይት ከአጼ ሚኒሊክ ጋር ያደረጉ ኪንግደሞች መካከል ዋነኛው ወላይታ ነው። በጣም ስትሮንግ የነበረ ሚሊታሪ ፓወር የነበራቸው ነበሩ ማለት ነው። 11ኛ the main factors for the rise of sheikhodoms of western Ethiopia was at the beginning of sedentary agriculture. B. Egyptian occupation of Sudan. C. The influence of Islam and border trade. D. Their amicable relation with the neighboring of Oromo monarchies. What will be the answer? The answer is B. Egyptian occupation of Sudan is the best answer. 12ኛ which of the following is incorrect about Zemene Mesafint? A. The power of the king was effective. B. Regional lord was strong as powerful. C. Power was decentralized. D. The era of political and religious disorder. What will be the answer? Correct ነው የሚለው A is the best answer አይደለ? The power of king was effective የሚለው is not the best answer. 13ኛ the founder of Yejju or Wara Shah dynasty was A. Ali the second. B. Ras Mary. C. Ras Ali the first. D. Ras Yemen. What will be the answer? Ras Mary is the best answer. 14ኛ which of the following battles marked the end of Yejju ascendant in the era of princes? Which of the following battle marked the end of Yejju ascendancy in the era of princes? A. Gura Amba. B. Gorgora Abichan. C. Aishal. D. Derasge. What will be the answer? What will be the answer? The answer is Gura Amba is the best answer. 15ኛ John of Following did not contribute to the beginning of the Atlantic slave trade from Western Africa. Which one? A. The voyage of Christopher Columbus to the new continent. B. The beginning of plantation agriculture in the New World. C. The Red Indian ability to resist disease in the region satisfied European demand. D. None. The answer is B is the best answer. 16ኛ The British colonial policy of divide and rule was applied for the following reasons. A. To deliver efficient administration for heterogeneous African. B. To solve the problem of scarcity of human power to appoint on key posts. C. To further deterioration to the colonial resistance of Africa. D. None. The answer is C. 17ኛ From the following, one describes the consequences of the Atlantic slave trade to the continent of Africa. A. Throughout the trade, chiefs acquired a large amount of firearms to protect their people. B. Helped to open the way for the colonization of Africa. C. Created favorable conditions to have unity to fight against colonies. D. Paralyzed the economic self-reliance of African. What will be the answer? What will be the answer? The answer is D. 18ኛ According to colonizing Europeans, African resistance to colonial rule was A just war of liberation from colonial Yuka. B. Only an act of some bloodthirsty individual who do not like peace. C. An all-out war waged to defend the African sovereignty. D. None of the above. What will be the answer? What will be the answer? The answer is A. 19. Identify the incorrect statement about the features of the first phase of the Atlantic slave trade. A. The trade was undertaken in West Africa by individual merchants. B. European governments give official support to their citizens in the trade. C. Counted up to the last quarter of the 16th century. D. It was called parasitic trade. What will be the answer? The answer is D. Hanya. The Euro-African relation before industrial revolution was more focused on A. Primarily religious motives. B. Trade. C. Colonial ambition. D. Cultural contact. What will be the answer? The answer is A. Handanya. Identify the correct statement about the triangular trade. A. From Western Europe, alcoholic beverage and from air were transported to East Africa. B. From West Africa, the traded transport product of plantation agriculture to New World. C. Africa slaves were transported across the Atlantic to be taken back to Europe. D. Goods like sugar, tobacco, rum were transported to West Africa for processing. The answer is, what will be the answer? Triangular trade የሚለው ይሄ ትሬድ አንግል አለ አይደል? During the colonial period, የትኛው ነው more explain የሚያደርገው ነው? The answer is A. 22ኛ Which of the following is correct about Berlin Conference of 1884 up to 1885? A. Declared the illegitimacy of colonial partition of Africa. B. Planned ultimately to assure African state sovereignty. C. USA was part of conference. D. None. The answer is, what will be the answer? A. 23ኛ The concept of free trade in the third phase the Atlantic slave trade was A. The declaration of France to prohibit slave trade. B. The law passed by Berlin in order to hate slave trade. C. Portuguese demand to open more slave trading posts. D. Legalize the slave trade in the British Empire. What should be the answer? The answer is B. 24ኛ Which of the following is not German colony in Africa? A. Cameroon. B. Namibia. C. Zimbabwe. D. Tanzania. What will be the answer? What will be the answer? The answer is C. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is colony of Britain. የዚምባብዌ ኮሎኒ አድርጋት የነበረችው ብሪቴን ናት። 25ኛ The Maji movement was A. Anti-German colonial movement in Kenya. B. The resistance against European colonial rule in Tanzania. C. A planned and the first successful anti-colonial movement in Tanzania. D. Conducted from 1970 to 1919. What will be the answer? The answer is C. 26ኛ The main issue discussed in the Article 13 of Wuchale Treaty was A. The rights and duties of Italian residents in Ethiopia. B. About trade relation between the two countries. C. Ethiopia relation with neighboring countries. D. The role of Italy in Ethiopia's foreign relation. What was the answer? The answer is D ነው አይደለ? because የውጫሌ ትሪቲ ዋናው ኬዝ የነበረው ስለ የኢትዮጵያ ውጭ ግንኙነት በኢጣሊያን ኮሎኒ ውስጥ ይሆናል የሚለው ያኝ እሱ ትሪቲ ነበረ። ዋናው የትሪቲ መፍረስና የአድዋ ዘበተልፍ አድዋ ጦርነት እንዲቀሰቀስ ዋና ምክንያት የነበረው ማለት ነው። 27ኛ Among the following which one was incorrect about the Lich agreement? A. Yohannes agreed to pay attribute to Minilik. B. Minilik agreed to drop the title of king and to use only the title of King Shoa. C. Both Yohannes and Minilik agreed to help each other against common enemy. D. Minilik got recognition for his authority over Wollo. The answer is, what will be the answer? Incorrect ነው የሚለው. What will be the answer? the answer is A ነው አይደለ ዮሐንስ ለሚኒሊክ ፔ እንዲከፍል ተስማማ ነው የሚለው ነገር ይልቅ ዘ ኢንቨርስ ነው ማለት ነው the other choices ተመሳሳይ ትክክል ናቸው ማለት ነው ግን at the end each other ማለት both ዮሐንስ and ሚኒሊክ agreed ካደረጉት መካከል each other against enemy ላይ አብሮ የመሆን የሚለው ነገር ላይ መጨረሻ ላይ ግን ሳይሰካ ቀርቷል because of that በመተማ ላይ ዮሐንስ የመገደል ዋናው ኬዝ የሚኒሊክና ሌሎች በወቅቱ የነበሩ አስተዳደሮች ዮሐንስን ሰፖርት ባለማድረጋቸው ምክንያት ነው ማለት ነው 28ኛ all are the achievement of ልጅ ኢያሱ except A he established a separate department of education B he set up Turntable C he stopped the abuse of Mahal Safari D he abandoned ለባሻይ the answer is D Hashtag which was the immediate cause of the outbreak of the Second World War? A the coming to power of Nazi in Germany under Adolf Hitler, B the invasion followed by German, C the occupation of southern France territory or Vichy by Germany, D the assassination of France federant by the Serb nationalist Gravelly princes. The answer is the invasion of Poland. የሚለው the best answer ነው B ማለት ነው 30ኛ which one of the following is correct list of central power in the First World War? A British, France, Russia, Italy. B German, Austria-Hungary, Ottoman Turkey, Bulgaria. C Italy, Bulgaria, USA, Japan. D British, France, USA, Japan. What was the answer? The answer is B central power and axis power ነበሩ አይደለ so axis power ላይ in Britain in France USA አንድ ላይ የነበሩበት ነው ሴንትራል ፓወር ደግሞ የሚላቸው እነዚህ ጀርመን አውስትሪያ ኦቶማን ቱርኪሽ እና ቡልጋሪያ አንድ ላይ የነበሩ so the answer is B 31ኛ the battle of Metema A was fought between the force of Menelik II and ንጉስ ተክለ ሃይማኖት was B was a revenge of Mahadist against the Hewiti Treaty of 1884 C ended with the defeat of Mahadist by Emperor Yohannes in 1989 D was the battle of where Emperor Theodorus committed success in 1868 The answer is B 32ኛ one of the following was not direct indicator of the revival of the colonial interest of Ethiopia A Italy's plan of building railway constructed her colony Eritrea and Somaliland The Italy growing colonial interest after she joined Allied power in 1915 in the First World War. See Italy diplomatic support to Ethiopian membership to the League of Nations in 1923. The coming to power of fascist government and Benito Mussolini in Italy in 1922 who promised to avenge the defeat of Adwa. The answer is C is the best answer because League of Nations እንደውም ኢትዮጵያን ሄዶ ኢምፐረር ኃይለ ሥላሴ ሄዶ ዲፌት ያደረጉት ነው ወይም ኢጣሊያን ኔጎሺየት ያደረጉበት or ለዓለም ማህበረሰብ የኢትዮጵያ ያለችበት ሁኔታ ያስረዱበት ሁኔታ ነው እንጂ ኢጣሊያ ለኢትዮጵያ ዲፕሎማቲክ ሰፖርት ለማድረግ በምንም ሁኔታ አልነበረም ማለት ነው which coming 33ኛ which coming to power of Emperor Theodorus A aggravated dictatorial division within the church B weakened in the internal disunity C was opposed by Britain C was supported by regional lord The answer is B is the best answer 33ኛ according to Hewiti Treaty of 1884 Ethiopia agreed to A Egyptian occupation of Bogos B free the Egyptian army trapped by the Mahdists C temporary administration of Metsuba by Italy The British protocol over the Mereb Melash region. What is the answer? The answer is B is the best answer because Hewiti Treaty ተፈጸመው በእንግሊዝ ጀነራል በነበረው በጀነራል ሂዊት አማካኝነት ሲሆን ያ ውይይታቸው መጠንጠኛ የነበረው የዛ በመሐዲሶች ተሸንፎ የነበረው የኢጂፕሽያን ትሮፕ or army በኢትዮጵያ በኩል አልፎ በመጽዋ በኩል ወደ ሀገራቸው እንዲያልፉ የሚስማሙበት ትሪቲ ስለነበረ ማለት ነው 35ኛ which of the following was true about both the First and the Second World War A. They both started in the Balkans. B. The Japanese stood on the side of Germany in both. C. Africans were not involved in both. D. The US joined the war later and influenced the outcome in both. What will be the answer? The answer is D. Is the best answer because US በሁለቱም ዓለም ጦርነት ላይ ተሳትፋለች ግን at the end እሷ መሳተፍ ብዙ ኢንፍሉዌንስ እና አውትካሙን ዳይቨርት አድርጎታል ወይም ቀይሮታል ማለት ነው። 36ኛ The Chieftain plan were put into operation in 1919 was A. The German plan to involve Britain by sea and air. B. The German plan to win victory in the West before the East. C. The German plan to win victory in the East before the West. C. The German plan to conquer Alaska and Lorraine. The answer is B. The German plan to win victory in the West before the East. መጀመሪያ ዌስቶችን ቪክቶሪ ወይም ዩሮፒያን ኮንትሮል ካደረገች በኋላ ወደ ራሽያ መመለስ ነበር ፕላናቸው። ስቲፍላን ፕላን የምንለው ምንድነው? ስቲፍላን ማለት አንድ የጀርመን ጀነራል ነበረ። የሱ ፕላን ነበር ቢኮዝ የሱ ፕላን ምን ነበረ? ቦዝ ሳይድ ማጥቃት ወይም ከመጀመሪያ ዌስቶችን መያዝ ዜን ተመልሶ ደግሞ ወደ ኢስቶችን መያዝ ነበር በወቅቱ የነበረው ፕላን እና ይሄ ፕላን በጣም ታዋቂ ፕላን ነበር በወቅቱ። ዜን ጀርመን ፊልም አደረገች ቢኮዝ ዊስት ላይ አሳኳለለችውን ነገር ማሳካት ባለመቻሉ ምክንያት ወደ ኢስት በሚመጡበት ጊዜ ደግሞ ጭራሽ በራሽያ ደግሞ ዲፌት መደረጋቸው ሶ በአጠቃላይ ድምር ውጤት በኢስትም በዌስትም ፊልም ማድረጋቸው ጦርነቱ ሊያበቃና ሊሸነፉ ሆኗል ማለት ነው። 37ኛ Which of the following is known as the basic cause of Second World War? A. Harsh term of the Versailles Treaty. B. The rise of dictatorship in Germany and Italy. C. Failure of League of Nations. D. Success of the policy of appeasement. The answer is D. ቀላል ነው አይደል? ያ 38ኛ Which agency of the United Nations was given primarily responsible for investigating situations that threaten world peace? A. Security Council. B. General Assembly. C. The Trusteeship Council. D. The Secretariat. The answer is the Security Council. This is the best answer. A. 39ኛ What was Marshall Plan? A. Military plan for rearming European against Soviet expansion. B. Dictatorial advocacy, the resolution of communist countries in international organization. C. A plan to rebuild and strengthen Western European economically following Second World War. D. A plan advocating return by United States to isolation after Second World War. The answer is C. 40ኛ Which of the following regional group members believe that their own internal problem must be solved first before the establishment an internal state political union? A. Brazzavillian group. B. Caspian group. C. Monovarian group. D. Neo-colonialism. The answer is C. የዛሬው ቪዲዮአችን ይህን ይመስል ነበር። በቀጣይ በሌላ ቪዲዮ እስክንገናኝ ድረስ ሰላማችሁ ይብዛ እያልን ለቻናሉ አዲስ ከሆናችሁ ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ እንዲሁም ይህ ቪዲዮ ከተመቻችሁ ላይክ መደረጉ እንዳይረሳ። በቀጣይ የትኛው ሰብጀክት እንደምጽፍላችሁ እንሰራላችሁ ለሚፈልጉም ኮሜንት ሴክሽን ላይ ጻፍ አድርጉልን። study hard, study smart. መልካም ጊዜ ይሁንላችሁ። Repeat my verses till they stuck in me insulin. Kill it, I heard some work, I bust my last